Hello and welcome to the Blades and Banter podcast, Olympic edition.
Wow,
Clayton,
Nolan.
we just watched, I have to say, ready? We watched the best team event that has ever happened in the figure skating discipline. That's
In the
my that's my
yeah,
statement in history
in the history of the
of
world.
four Olympic games, but
Correct. The
the small
sample
sample
size is
size.
small, but nonetheless the best that we have seen. Nolan, I'm still giddy about it. We just watched it. We're recording this like right
Guys, it
after it
is
happened.
5:16 p.m. Shun Sato skated at like 4:45 or something.
Uh,
I texted Clayton yesterday. Well, first off, when I was trying to schedule this,
mm.
I texted Clayton and I was like, "So what time do you want to record tomorrow?" And then he responds back. He's like, "The Super Bowl's tomorrow." And I was like, in my head, I didn't say this to him, but in my head, I was like, "Who is this? Like, like who is this? Who do he watch his
Fill
football?
in the blank. Fill in the blank
Who
there.
the
Yeah.
who is this person?" And so he asked, like you wrote back like, I think you wrote back like, "Well, what's the schedule?" And I was like, "Well,
Mhm.
everything's done before the kickoff starts."
I was like, well, we can
And
just squeeze it on in.
but the kickoff is in 13 minutes. And then Clayton goes, "I'm gonna be fashionably late."
Well, hey, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna go to the Super Bowl watch party to watch football. It's like to like drink
The
and hang out.
commercials.
It's the commercials and it's for Bad Bunny. Like, can we get some Bad Bunny love in the chat? Like, I
I'm
love
not
that
gonna lie,
man. I love that
I
man.
don't think I've ever listened to a Bad Bunny song.
You have definitely
I
heard
don't
about
think
like,
wait, I need to pull up my Spotify. I don't think I've ever listened to a Bad Bunny song.
his new album, Debí Te Robas Fotos. Great
Okay,
song.
Espanol. Bad I put
You've
Baddie
definitely
Bunny,
heard
not
that song.
Bad Bunny. Okay, wait, I have how many do I have liked? No songs in my Spotify are liked from Bad Bunny.
You've definitely heard like oh, what's the other one off of like Un Veracity?
I
It's
don't
not
know
coming to me.
Bad
It's
Bunny.
fine. Okay, well,
Like
that's just sad.
I know who he is, but like I don't know his music.
Okay.
My
That's a
Spotify Wrapped
shame.
was really scary.
Should we have a whole like separate episode about like did we discuss it was Spotify Wrapped on here?
I don't think we did, but we should not go into it.
Okay. Maybe it's for the best.
I think I sent mine to you though.
Okay.
I think I
Okay.
did.
Well, let's start here. What's your Spotify Wrapped of this team event?
This team event.
Let's do
Okay,
like
wait,
top
first off,
three.
before we dive into that, how was your vacation?
Oh my gosh, it was so
I
good.
could
Thank you for
wait.
asking.
I just want to say to the people, Clayton and I have not talked at all this week about the
No.
skating. We have not like we shared zero opinions with each other, like a little bit on day one, but that's it.
We're texting at like what 2 a.m. Mountain Time, 4 a.m. Eastern, and
Yeah, that was it.
I was in and out of like sleep the whole time. Like I was texting like here and there, then I would like fall asleep for the entirety of like an event, and then I would wake up to like Cowrie nailing her triple in the
You
second
had
half of
me
her silver
call
crown.
you to wake you up for the women, and then you went back to bed. He's
But
like,
nonetheless, I watched it. I still went back and watched it. So
and you watched the dance live.
oh,
So
I did. That was the dance was the only event that
to
day.
the
Yeah, that I
dance
watched.
deniers of Clayton, he
Yes,
watched it
correct.
live.
Speaking of dance and vacation, I was on the plane home and I was like talking to my friend. We were about to like take off, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much skating I'm like, missing right now. Like, I can't wait to catch up." And this like grown, middle-aged man in front of me was like, "Oh, are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, am I watching?" And he's like, "I just saw, oh, what's their name? Chalk and Bates." And I was like, "Oh yeah." They're like, he's like, "I loved that. Paint it black." And I was like,
My
"Yeah."
uncle was telling me all about it too, because all the normies are texting me now.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle was like, "Man, that Chuck and Bates, that dance couple, they had it." And then he did not like Ilia. He did not like Ilia's cocky. He thought
Oh.
Ilia was too cocky.
Mm-hmm.
He loved Yuma. What else was there? I'm trying to think. No one else like has. My one friend texted me about Cam and O'Shea for some random reason. I guess
Okay.
because that was the first thing that was on today. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've gotten a lot
I
of
had
normies.
someone text about Amber, quote, Amber is kind of mama, end quote. And I was like, correct. That is
Well,
correct.
Amber's been in the press too for like other reasons this week too, and so is Alyssa. Alyssa made gave a quote
Hmm.
where she said that she got stuck behind like JD Vance's like truck or something or transportation something like that. Like all these skaters are making headlines in such random ways this week.
Mm-hmm. It's
Um,
like Alyssa's like all over my Twitter page, like and like not in the like niche skating way. It's like in like the funny like alt side of like Twitter that's like
yeah.
memes and stuff.
I have to say, I tweeted a couple things about like Alyssa this week, and I literally think right now on Twitter, like literally if you type in the name Alyssa Liu, like
Hmm.
on your tweet, you'll get like 2,000 likes within like a day.
Okay,
Like
let me
it's
try
just
that.
you just have to type in Alyssa Liu or like Amber Glenn because
Hmm.
that's all that they've been marketing. So
Hmm.
you'll get like a bunch of likes. Like Ilia will do good, but like Alyssa Liu, it will get you the most likes if you want to try that out.
I always like slide her hashtag in my TikToks. I'm like, she's gonna be in there for sure.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the Spotify Wrapped. What was your Spotify
Ooh.
Wrapped of the team event? Give the top five moments for you.
Ugh, gosh. Okay. One definitely has to be like Barbara Fusar screaming at Matteo Rizzo in his free skate. Like you can
Yeah,
see her like jumping up and down as he's like going across the corner, and she is just like screaming at the top of her lungs. It is fantastic.
yeah. That
Um,
was my number one was just Team Italy.
Team Italy, period. No, I had a lot of people text me about like, whoa, like Italy, like I'm crying. Like, why am I
I
crying about
almost
Italy?
like I was trying to like hold it together. So I was like, I was on a Zoom with people and I'm like, I'm gonna sob on a Zoom. But
Mm,
I was like trying to hold it back because I was gonna lose it when Mateo ended. And just
I
the elation.
I got emotional at Danny and Ellie, US pairs for their free. That was really special for them. That's number two. Number three is Maddie Schizas. Her
Which part?
reaction
With when the short?
to her short program score.
Okay.
Four is Maddie Schizas' reaction to Steven Gogolev's scores because she's like you can see her as soon as he gets that 92, she's like, why not me? Why didn't I get a good score? Like you can see it in her face, and she's like, oh shit, I'm on TV.
Yeah,
And then she goes back to thinking about it, and then she goes starts clapping again. If you didn't catch it, you need to go back and
I
watch
did
it.
not. I didn't need to go back.
I love Maddie for this. Like Maddie,
I
love you,
loved her
girl.
TikToks this week.
Yeah.
She gives us a day by day every single day, and I love it. We're
Hmm.
really getting to see like the inside of her life and like what
Like
an Olympic athlete's life
hmm
is.
like her and like Emilia and Phoebe,
They're doing great.
they're doing
And
the
Hannah
Lord's,
Lim,
yeah, the
yeah.
Lord's work. And then five, mm, gosh, it was all so good.
I don't know.
It was
I want to give mine a couple of mine.
oh Yuma, Yuma for short,
Oh yeah,
Yuma in the
yeah.
short period.
My number one obviously was Team Italy.
Hmm.
My number two was my daughter's short program.
Mm.
Underscored, but it's whatever. It's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine. It's whatever. Number three, hmm. I think like Team Japan's like fighter mentality energy, because like they were like on the attack the
They
whole week for
were
like every single
fighters.
thing, almost to a point where you're like, they really probably should have won, but we'll
We'll
get
get into
into it.
that. We'll
We'll
get
get
into
into
that. We'll
it.
get.
And then I guess I'm gonna round up number four was Kubanova's free skate.
She laid that down. Yeah,
She
that
did.
was
She was
fierce.
saying goodbye to whoever the dead person was in her Ghost musical.
The cameraman knew exactly what he was doing too. He got the close up of the
Oh,
back.
it was so good when they started and you see the kiss. I was like, this is
Yes.
such great camera work.
And then in the middle, whenever she's like mouthing the words to like the voiceover, and she like
Yeah,
just her head, I was like, oh, this is great.
they knew exactly what they were
Lord
doing.
knows she's not skating.
Yeah. Okay. So breaking it down, this is going to be a little bit of a weird episode because
Hmm.
we didn't take notes because
It
this
just
just
happened.
happened. It just happened. So we're kind of just giving like raw reactions of like how we felt. So I don't really know how I'm going to organize this, but I think we're going to go like team by team, but we're going to skip like a couple of them and just kind of talk like some of the like South Korea, China, Great Britain, France. We can talk like a little bit about some of the performances from them, but not all of them because not all of them were very relevant. I guess starting with Great Britain, the one thing that was relevant with Great Britain was Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson placing third in the rhythm dance, which starts tomorrow, by the way. But
Crazy.
what was your reaction to that? Because I we haven't really talked at all about any of this, and there's been some
Yeah.
mixed opinions.
Yeah, the rhythm dance was, I thought, a super well skated event, and I was impressed by the work. Yes, it's the end of the season, and like, oh, I think we expected these programs to be pretty polished and crisp, but across the board, I think everyone looked really great, and I think that programs that previously I wasn't obsessed with, I was like, okay, wow, I'm really seeing this vision. Maddie and Evan's rhythm dance, I really loved. Piper and Paul's
Yeah,
was the best that it's ever looked. And honestly, I think the one that I liked the least was the French.
I
And
thought, yeah, they were a little bit muted in their performance for sure.
yeah, and not that it's bad, because a lot of people, are texting me saying that, wow, who are these people skating to Vogue? They're so cool, they're so hot, they're so this. And like, yeah, they're selling it, but not the way that I think um I was expecting. And I think they did still look slow across the ice.
I think everyone did. I wonder if it was the cameras because everyone
Maybe.
looked noticeably slower that first day with the
Mm-hmm.
cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the angles or just maybe the slower speed, but everyone did look noticeably slower on the camera.
Yeah,
Um,
what was your take?
I mean, for Lila and Lewis, like I said on our like my live reaction
Mm-hmm.
after, I kind of thought that they probably should have been fifth in the
Mm-hmm.
rhythm dance of all the teams. I thought they kind of looked tight and weren't. I thought them and Guillaume and Laurent were kind of the teams that didn't sell it the most to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense because the team event really means nothing for them. Great Britain had there was no way they were gonna challenge for making the free skate. So I mean, I get and understand why they were not maybe giving it 110%, but they
Mm-hmm.
got the outcome that they wanted. I think they're
Yeah.
going into this individual event, which will start tomorrow, as one of the favorites for a bronze.
Yeah.
100%. You have to think them and Piper and Paul are the two contenders for the bronze at this point.
I was really shocked by the scoring of honestly all the teams save the top two.
Hmm.
Um I think I would have had, yeah, Piper and Paul really close up there with the French, if not beating the French, honestly. And then I would have had the Italians around probably like the 85, 86 world. And then
Okay.
and then the British and like
I probably have the British like an
83,
84.
83.
Yeah, around
Yeah.
there. I wouldn't have Piper and Paul as close to the French. I would definitely say there was definitely a considerable gap between like the skating quality and like obviously there's a gap between them and Chock and Bates too, where the French are
Mm-hmm.
much superior skaters. But
Mm-hmm.
with like just all of the reputation that Chock and Bates have, like that's obviously not going to happen in a realistic world of like them just dropping the three-time world champions like out of nowhere at the
Mm-hmm.
Olympics. But I do think Chock and Bates have a better vehicle in the rhythm dance um,
Mm-hmm.
than the French. And what do you think? I guess we could just do it discipline by discipline. Do you want to do that?
Maybe. Yeah, because I think, yeah, that makes sense because I
And
think
then we
that
could talk about like a little bit of the team strategy that went on and
hmm
how it panned out. But
yeah.
um, what do you think of the Chalk and Bates's free dance when we got to see that um yesterday? So
I mean, that was a big highlight for me as well. I think it
they went
this
back to the
it
old skirt.
the oh, I love that old skirt. I love that red underbelly skirt. It's awesome. I'm wearing my red today just for it. In
You wore
honor.
your red. Oh my God, we're probably missing the medal ceremony.
Oh, true.
It's fine. We can rewatch
We can
it.
watch it
It's
later.
fun.
But
Um,
that's the most that I've heard in terms of people like the buzz about skating and programs, like was Madison chalking up a basis free dance. And
they really sold it.
it was the best it's been this whole season. It was
They sold
fantastic.
it. They had, I will say the score. I think they got like what, a 133 or a
One,
134.
yeah, 133.34, I think. Like point
That,
three four, I think.
yeah, that is not the highest score that's been on the free dance this year because the French have that from Europeans. So
Mm.
I wonder what that means for the individual of how that will compare because I think the French's free dance is superior to the
Mm,
Americans' free dance, but I
for
don't know by
sure.
how much. Is
That's
it
the
really a
thing.
2 point gap or is it more of like a one to like a half point gap because that's going to be very pivotal in terms of the overall
Hmm.
results.
Yeah. I think it goes back to just like the conversation of different styles of dance and
Hmm.
entertainment. Because like while both are kind of like a brooding in nature and sense of like in terms of like the music and like the energy of two free dances, I think when I watch Madison and Evan, I'm just so obsessed with just like the packaging and like the character and like
They do not leave a single piece of their program construction, their presentation,
mhm,
how they're stylized. They don't leave a
mhm,
single, bead untouched.
mhm,
And the
absolutely.
French, by contrast, are like very simple. They kind of let the movement
They let
and
the
the
skating
mood,
talk.
yeah, which is like where it's kind of those two different coins of like which one has the edge, like you would
Hmm.
think that the skating would be the one that has the more importance, but it's a sport where they focus on the full picture.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I think it's a toss up of who's going to
It's
get
gonna
the
be
gold.
it's gonna be close. I'm right now favoring Maddie and Evan because I think they're doing themselves a huge favor in doing both of the
The
segments
team
of
events,
the
yeah.
team event when the French aren't there. I think Canada messed up by not sending Piper and Paul
They
to
could
the
have been
free
close for
dance.
a bronze too.
I think having that extra exposure to the judges with that free dance could be the difference between, a half of a point ahead or below the British,
Yeah.
who
Um,
also weren't there, which is another good thing for Maddie and Evan because they have no one else to really be compared to.
yeah, talking about Piper and Paul here, I think one thing is I think Canada really didn't realize how in it they were going into this event. And I
Mm,
think they kind of made some choices, especially not having Piper and Paul do the free dance. Obviously, in the end, they weren't as close to Italy as, the final results tally, but they were 1 point off of Italy going into the free skates. And they had a chance. All of their skaters really had a chance to salvage, like a bronze medal. Like the pair team could have been 2 places higher. The dance team could have been placed higher if they had um Piper and Paul within it. Madeline Skeesis could have done a little one space higher if she had landed maybe one more Lutz.
hmm.
I think Canada kind of dropped the ball a little bit. They could have been a little bit more competitive, and um, I definitely was not anticipating Georgia. Oh, sorry, Canada was fifth. They were
Hmm.
6 points off of Italy, so they did have a
Hmm.
lot of errors in the free skate, but they were much more competitive than I
Hmm.
anticipated. And
Absolutely. I think the win was kind of taken out of their sails when they realized Deanna was pulling out. So I think that also kind of affects like maybe the team morale, and their just hopes of placing
yeah, I
higher.
don't think Leah and Trent did a bad job
No,
though.
not at all. But my next thing was I think they really like that pairs event
They stepped
was
up
fantastic across the board.
the free
So,
skate.
so good. Yes.
Yeah.
They did
Um,
amazing.
One thing about the pairs specifically, I guess China was a little bit of a letdown, but that actually
Mm,
ended up opening the door
yeah.
for teams like the US and China or Canada to like move up a couple places, be closer to the medals.
Mhm.
Um, so that
Were
was
you
something
sh
to,
were
yeah.
you shocked about Swanhan in the short?
Yes, because I feel like they couldn't get through a short program without errors. I think it's where the free skate is where I have more questions. But when they went down in the throw, that's like not a very traditional thing for like a Chinese pair. Like normally those throws
Hmm.
are money.
Hmm.
Um, so that definitely did shock me a little bit, especially because they're on my fantasy team and I kind of need them to
Oh,
do well in the individual. So,
yeah. That
but
was I wasn't expecting that at all from them. I thought they were on more of a upward trajectory, honestly.
yeah. Any other things that like stood out to you to the teams that did not qualify for the free skate before we dive into the top five?
Um, oh, who was the British man?
Ed
What's his name?
Appleby,
Yes, he had a fun moment.
he had a
I
great
really
moment.
liked his short. That was fun.
And that's his Olympic experience.
Yeah,
So
that's a great way to go in and go out on.
yeah, for Korea, June kind of disappointed a little bit.
Yep.
He kind of needs to focus a lot. He's got a couple days to regroup, but I'm worried for him, and I hope that he's able to kind of brush this off
It's
and do what he needs
always
to do.
I know I love that man, but it is always something, if
One
not
thing, just
another
one
thing.
thing.
It's like, okay, this day it's gonna be the quad toe, the next competition is gonna be the axle, the next competition is gonna be the Let's Loop
Let's
combination, and the
loop.
next and it's like we got to pick one.
Pick a struggle. Take a struggle and stick with it. Maybe we can have some
Uh,
consistency in that.
but I love
Um,
his new short costume was
yeah.
fabulous.
And my daughter carried Korea, just want to say.
She did great. She
So
was she
she
was
did great.
undermarked. Let's wait. I want to go look at this. Let's go look at the score because I want to have a conversation about
I
it.
would have said she probably should have been at like a 71. I would have had her still behind Laura, but like,
Okay, so
but
where
by
she
not by
lost,
much. They
she
didn't go
was
with her on the PCS because she's in the first
or
group.
the jumps weren't as confidently landed as we're used to
I
seeing
mean, the
from
flip,
her.
yes, the flip was not the best, but the Let's Toe was nice. So,
We had it. Well, a couple just gave her a one.
yeah, well, they're not looking.
Yeah, she's kind of capping out around like the three. She'll get a four on a
Yeah.
spin,
She
and then
needs to, she always gets the layback three, so she's got to work on those levels before the individual, but
mhm. I would
she's
have
got a whole
pushed.
week.
Yeah, I would have pushed the skating skills mark higher. I think presentation is honestly a little valid, just given that she's not.
Uh-huh.
This is her
Hmm.
first Olympics, and she is. She could be emoting more.
Okay. I
Okay.
would have had her like a 71, 72. But
Okay, that's that.
all right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's talk about the, yeah, sorry.
No, who else? Wait, France,
Oh
Kevin.
yeah, Kevin Gaga was really good.
It was good.
Like not the jumps, but the
Right.
performance.
Yeah, he slayed it as
And
always.
the dance team, we've already talked about them.
And
Uh,
then I think
is that about it?
I loved watching Poland and their energy
Yeah,
in the short events.
they were very happy to like be there for a team
Yeah.
event, doing their first. I think this is their first team event they've
Hmm.
ever done.
Yeah.
So good for them. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So for the team results, USA had 69 points. They came in first. Japan had 68. Italy had 60. Georgia had 56. Canada had 54. I think we should break this up into two segments
Okay.
of the battle for the bronze and the battle for the gold.
Okay.
And I think that's a really good way for us to kind of to discuss like the different performances, what was very
Hmm.
integral, what kind of hurt teams, stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, and
We
going into this, yeah,
I was just to say we already kind of touched on dance. Where do you want to go? Like,
I think I was going to set the stage of like going into this event. I didn't really think Italy was going to do it.
oh, really?
I thought Georgia had this kind of on lock going into this event
See,
because of the question marks of the men, the women, and the pairs for Italy.
they clutched up.
They did.
I never doubted my girl Laura Nakib in 1 second.
I I did after Euros. I was like, oh, she
Yeah.
was a mess there.
Well, I think a lot of we kind of talk about this a little bit. The Especially in the short, I think there was a little bit of cooking of scores.
For her,
I would say, well, I was very happy with her almost 72. I would have given
I
that
think
to her any
she
day.
was very deserved.
Yes. We're talking
Where
about the
was the cooking?
pairs. The
Oh, yeah, they
pairs.
were not that close to the Georgian team in real, like,
I agree.
yeah.
It's super impressive that, Sarah is just coming off of this injury and like they're putting out
She
with,
nailed.
yeah. And you can tell they are gassed. They are winded when they're finishing that because you can tell that they've been out of training a little bit. But, I think it showed the difference. So I do think there's a little bit of cooking, but also at the same time, it's sentimental. It's a home crowd favorite. It's
Yeah,
fun to
they
watch.
did what they needed to do, I think, to beat the Americans and the Canadians, though, like
Mhm.
in the battle for the bronze or in the battle for the bronze for the pairs. So I think they
Mhm.
did what they needed to do there. Um, like you want to do it like country by country. I think that's a good way to break it up.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Canada, let's start with Canada.
Okay.
So in the short, you know, obviously they're probably a space behind, probably in the dance of where they should have been
Mhm.
with the Brits. And then in the women, I think probably should have been a space higher too with the scoring of Gubanova and the short. So even with that though, I think they were fourth. I think they were fourth, 1 point behind Italy going into the free skates, um,
Yeah,
which kind of exceeded expectations.
I was with Maddie on that scoring. I was like, ooh, 64 for that. I was like, I mean, I
What
would have
they give her
had
an under on the lads?
t under a Q on the toe of the combo and a step sequence three.
Okay. I mean, her PCs, we do, I mean, she's not a PC skater,
No,
you
and I
know?
think what they gave her was valid.
Yeah, that was fair on the PCs. I think probably, I think just, it wasn't even the scoring, I think, of Maddie that I think I was upset about. I think it was just the fact that they decided to kind of blatantly ignore the under, borderline downgrade for the Lutz for Gubanova. I think that was
Yeah,
something that was a little bit more egregious,
yeah.
from the tech panel.
Q was crazy for that.
Yeah. Steven Gogolev,
He is fantastic. He was fantastic.
he, I think he's made a case for himself to be in the top 10
Absolutely. I think
if he's
the
able to
consistency,
replicate.
yeah. I mean, and that's with like he even if they had a mistake, he was still like well in the 170s in the
Mhm.
free. He's someone to look out for if this trajectory continues, I think in the next quad, depending on how long he wants to stay around, I think, you know, this is someone that Canada can and should and needs to invest in a
I mean, they
lot.
have been for a
Yeah,
while. He just
yeah,
hasn't been healthy.
yeah.
Um, yeah, if he's able to maintain his health and I think develop, I think a little bit more artistically, I wouldn't say that he's like a Rock 2 skater. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's like the best vehicle for him,
Right,
but I
right.
think I think he picked music that was smart and that didn't the music kind of elevated him a little bit as a skater, but he also is
Absolutely.
playing into the performance quality of it.
Yeah, the short is definitely the stronger of the two, in my opinion. Like I love, like yeah, we're putting out a cigarette butt. We're
Yeah,
smoking
we're
it
walking up
out.
to like
Yeah,
throw it to the crowd. Like
it was so cute to watch. Oh my gosh, the flower girls who were
they
sitting
were
on the bench.
loving everyone.
They were just eating, and then they would when one of the skaters would come to the boards and like start there. They'd be like, "Oh my God, they're like right there." It's just so
They
cute.
loved Ilia and Yuma the most.
Hmm.
If you notice, if like you watched them, those were two they definitely loved the most. Yeah, for the pairs for Canada, Leah and Trent, I think they did very considerable. We're supposed to find out about Deanna and Max pretty soon
Yeah.
on if they're going to do the individual. I think we're in that window of when we need to when we will hear a little bit. So I think that should be coming
Hmm.
out in the next couple days. But
Okay.
um, Leah and Trent, I think obviously they could have done. I don't think they could have done as much better as they did. I mean,
Hmm.
two essentially cleanish programs for them.
Hmm.
I don't know if you could have asked more for them. Maybe just landing that throw, but
I think they were hurt in the free specifically by the crowd not being behind them. I I mean the scores were really close. Third, fourth, fifth, 36, 136, 135, 134 in
yeah,
the free skate. I I
I
think
kind of
that
thought the music hindered them.
I they were slower. I think in comparison just with the music made it feel a little bit
Droned on. Felt like it droned
yeah,
on a little bit. I think
yeah.
it wasn't that. I think they actually, if you look at it, I think they were the cleanest of those three teams because
Their throws were a lot better.
yeah, their throws were better. They
Their
only
twist
had
was bigger.
they had the mistake on the loop, but I think they had like the most clean elements of those teams of Conti, Danny, and Leah. But I think what really hurt them was honestly the music selection.
Hmm.
It felt like it droned on a little bit and just was a little bit too one note and didn't have a build or rise.
Hmm.
And I think after Danny and Ellie went and they had that like very, their music cut was very impactful and had
Dynamic.
highs and lows and the dynamism to it that I think left a bigger impression. I think the contrast between them was just a little bit tough.
Hmm.
Um,
And when you have another gladiator being skated by the best pairs team in the
yeah.
world, it's just like, ooh.
it's a tough comparison,
Hmm.
but I think they did a great job, and I'm excited to see how they pan out in the individual because I don't think they're going to medal, but I think that they definitely have the ability to score very high and be a very competitive team for Canada. So
Absolutely.
I just hope Deanna's able to go.
I know.
I
I
wonder if they
know.
flew in um, Lauren and ETA.
Uh,
Is that the right? I always forget their name. I always
I
mess it up.
don't.
I wonder if they've flown them in just in case. Lucas and
Wait, the alternate pairs,
the
Canadian pairs
alternates,
team. Yes.
they're skating
Yes.
to say something.
Okay.
It's very
The
good.
re
It's a
the
very
real
good free
version.
skate.
The real version.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we should talk about that when we get to like the men,
Mm,
because I don't think Jason Brown would have done the job for the team event here.
no,
But
I don't think so.
yeah. Have we finished everything we've needed to say about Canada?
I think that's Canada.
Yeah, that's Canada. Okay. All right. Georgia. After the short program, they had some big disappointments in the short. Um, Nika Agatse, very sloppy in his short program, just a lot of GOE that was left. Gubanova placing behind Laura Naki kind of and
Mm,
Jiashin kind of hurting them as well, dropping a couple
mm,
places. The pairs team for Georgia did their job in the free and the short. We'll get there, but and then the dance, obviously the weakest link for them. So uh, I thought they were going to be more competitive, and then they just weren't. Um, they just had
hmm.
a lot of people kind of underperform of what they needed
Yeah.
to.
Nika being the reigning European champion and then coming in and posting an 84 in the short and then like the I think the free was worse. I mean, the free
Yeah, the free
was
was pretty bad.
coming in
He
last
got,
in that free.
I mean, he got beat. Nika got beat by Grossel, who was like 15th or something at Euros. Kevin, who didn't make the free. Gogolev, who has kind of been on a comeback, but Gogolev was so good.
Hmm.
And even skaters like Junhwa Cha underperformed. Like they could have, Georgia could have been very close to sixth or seventh in the short. Even Boyang Jin kind of outskated him a little bit, even he was below.
He could easily been, yeah, with the way that
Could have easily been like eighth.
no, he been third.
Oh, sorry. Who, Nika?
Yeah.
If he was clean.
Yeah. If he
Yeah,
was
because of the base value.
mhm,
He would have been up there. I think he probably would have been below Gogolev.
probably.
I think Gogolev just had a little bit more sparkle and performance than
Hmm.
him. I think also in the women, Gubanova's free skate. They did overperform a little bit in the free skates. Not with Nika. Nika again continued to have some
Hmm.
struggles there, but they had some moments of brightness where they were at nine, or sorry, they were second in the women's free skate.
Yeah, that was I mean, Amber opened the door for that a little bit, but Gubanova like was skated up to that moment.
Hmm.
140 is a great score for her. I don't know, she hasn't seen that in
Oh,
a
why?
hot
I don't.
minute.
Hot minute. Has she ever seen that?
It's a
I'm gonna
season's
look it up.
it's a season's best for her. I don't think it's a personal best.
What's her PB? Let's look.
Like 142
Her PB
maybe.
is 141 at World Team Trophy last year. So that's not a
Uh
PB, but definitely a PB for this year.
yeah, and she let's see, they went with her more on the components. I think she's been getting kind of like low 60s the most of the season. And now she's like, she got 66.93
Hmm.
here. She sold it. She sold it.
She really did. And it was so funny is I was watching the women's short or the women's free with my friends, and I think I said something along the lines of like, she's like, I said something about Gubanov. I was like, she's so beautiful, but then she's also like so boring at the same time. Like her skating is like so captivating, but then it's also like a snooze at the same time. Like their contrasts are
You're in like purgatory. You're in skating purgatory.
like you really love what she's doing, but then you're also like, I really just could zone out at any minute and not really understand like what's going on.
And then you come back and then she's getting shot into space. You
Yeah,
blink
and
and
then
then
she's
she's
doing like a
gone.
spiral that's gorgeous with beautiful extension, and then she's doing a spin that gets like zero GOE. It's just,
Right.
like You never know what you're gonna
It's
get.
like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's like one, but it's in like a foreign language, and you
Mm,
don't know what each like flavor is. So like you
mm,
pick it up and you're like, I might be allergic to pecans. Does this have pecan in it? Like, and you don't know.
right. You don't know what kind of Georgian it is either. It could be Atlanta. It could be
Could be Atlanta, could be,
Seville,
yeah,
the airport.
yeah.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
Did you have any other thoughts about the Georgians? The para team was really, really splendid in
The
both
parakeet, yeah,
programs.
that's what Anastasia Metelkina, she is so fierce. Like, I'm looking at her and then the packaging of the rest of the para girls in this event, and I'm like, no one's doing it like her. No one's taking the 4 hours to like make sure that the hair is laid exactly how she wants it to be
Doesn't she
done.
like, she takes 4 hours for her hair?
I'm sure I don't know I'm exaggerating probably, but like it looks like it takes that long. And then like she's hand doing like the
All the
crystals
little
on the
crystals,
eyes
yeah.
and like the eyeliner. It's she is like the definition of a fierce hair girl.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Where do you see the Georgian team slotting in the individual?
Oof.
Do you think they're going to get that gold?
I think they looked a little disappointed by their marks, which is fair.
Well, they had a fall in the choreo sequence at the end. She kind of she was doing like a sliding movement and she kind of
Oh,
dropped and lost her balance at the end.
mm, mm,
And then they lost levels on the death spiral, um, which the death spiral levels are like so ridiculous. Like some of them are ridiculous, but also confusing at the same time.
mm.
Because I'm pretty sure it's literally just like the amount of
How many rotations?
rotations you get. So if you do
Hmm.
three, you get three. But then
Yeah.
it also comes down to like where the head placement is,
Yeah.
and
The pivot stays and
yeah.
all that good
But
stuff. I
they
just
got a
find
death
it,
spiral one.
oh,
I mean, I'm sure they did more than one rev. So
oh, it's something about, you think something about her position? Because like it did look a
that's what I'm
little
thinking it could be. I have to go back
funky.
and watch and check the rules.
So I remember looking, because which feed were you watching?
Oh, I was watching the venue feed.
Okay, same. No
What were you
commentary.
watching? No commentary.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you know what I also did? I made a CBC account and I watched the Sandra Bezic commentary on the first day.
Oh, love
And you can
that
go
for
back and
you.
watch the replays.
Oh, wait, that's good
I'll
to
hook you up.
know.
I'll tell you how to
Yeah,
do it,
let
or
me
I'll just give you my
know.
login.
But can we talk about how I was so pissed? Because I was like, oh my God, thank God we have Belinda Noonan on
Oh,
a
I love
Peacock
her.
stream. It's awesome on day one. And then they took her off. So people would go to the NBC stream to listen to Johnny and Tara.
I want Belinda.
I
Where's
do too.
Belinda?
I want Belinda all the time. And here's the thing, if you clicked on the subtitles, you could see what she's saying, but they took out her
Oh,
voice. Like it's still there. They just cut it out so
what
we
was she
suffer.
saying?
I turned it off after a while because it was like in the way.
Okay. Yeah.
But she was just like, doing she was being very didactic in the way that she was explaining how
Oh,
the team event
didactic. Okay.
works. Yes. She's didactic.
Um, I okay, I do go back and watch the NBC coverage because I prefer the angles that they have
Mm,
on they have better angles and I think the sound comes through a little bit better and you can hear the ice a little bit more. I kind of love hearing
mm,
like a pick into like a Lutz or something, you know?
yeah.
But
I I was enjoying just like the fewer commercials and like the in betweens,
it
like
is fewer commercials for sure. Yeah.
interactions that you're getting between the skaters. But yeah, Belinda, I was missing you today.
I know. I like the angles, the camera angles that they've been using too.
Hmm.
I feel like it's felt like like a huge production in like the best way. Like it
Hmm.
feels like you're at a movie theater watching the show and you're just like this is so great, like so grand and
Hmm.
the vibes of the rink are nice. I've had some friends that are there and they say it's very nice and
Hmm.
they said it's a little small, but it's like it feels so homey and just cozy.
Ooh, well, I like that. Well, it kind of does give a little bit of movie theater vibes, like the design on the boards, like that's like the lights and the squigglies. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of like retro movie theater vibes.
Can I say something bold?
Hmm.
This has like been such an enjoyable Olympics.
Oh, that's valid. That's you're valid for
I
that.
think like comparing this to Beijing, where like we
That's just
had a
like
doping scandal, no one was in the
COVID.
crowd, like there were just people were upset with like the state of the sport. And like now we like and it was still really competitive. Like
Hmm.
it was really competitive in like a healthy way, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's still not lacking the drama, but it's the drama in the
no.
good way. It's like the
Yeah.
drama that we want to see. It's competitive. Um,
I bet
speaking
the
of, dr
IOC. Oh, sorry.
should we? Speaking of drama, should we move? Like, are we wrapped up with?
Oh yeah, I feel like we're good with Georgia. Diana Davis did her job. She did a really nice free
Mhm.
dance. We've talked about it this year.
Yeah. So we're on to Italy.
We're in Italy, but can I say one thing before we start
Hmm.
Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, first off, someone commented on our last post. They said when I say, can I say something? Someone said Clayton should just say
No,
no.
I forgot about that. I need to put that back in my pocket.
Yeah. I bet you the IOC is loving that they're having a team medal ceremony in
Oh
the
yeah.
Olympics this time. That the
Oh
Olympics
yeah.
it's supposed to be in.
Right.
So
Makes it more convenient.
yeah. Makes it nice when the doping tests come back clean.
Yes.
So
Yay.
negative, as we say. Let's talk about Italy
Well, hey, let's start with the dance. Let's talk more about the dance.
with Barbara Fusarpoli.
Uh, she was getting more into what was going on than any
The
of
other
the
disciplines
skaters.
in the
Yeah.
dance.
No, like she was there for every second of it. And that's why, see, I think you can notice the difference between the skaters who have coaches that are of the same nationality and also live in the same country or and whatnot. Because like the coaches are in there and they're getting into it. And then you see some coaches like, who are just pop in, pop out for their skater and then leave.
Yeah.
Wait, speaking of which, it was so funny to me. Ruff, Aratunian,
Oh
he
my God,
was cracking me up.
Clayton. They like FedExed him over
Oh, I believe it.
because after the short program, they had to get him an emergency credential for the free skate. They basically like FedEx shipped him over. I'm sure he was already there, but the vibe that it made it seem like they like went to UPS or FedEx and they were like, overnight this to Europe right now.
This being Raphael Aratunian.
This being Rafael Aratunian.
He was he looked like, your grumpy old dad whenever you had to like wake him up to take you to like something early for school
IHOP
in
or
the morning.
something.
Yeah, like or
Yeah.
like he was not sitting down with Ilia. He's over in the
Well, we have to
corner.
talk about Ilia when we
It
get
was
there,
like
but
it was just arms crossed.
he was like, where was Squad Lutz?
Yeah. What was it?
What happened? What was the problem?
What was it? Where was the sixth and seventh quad? Where was it?
Ilia's like in the individual event. Um, yeah, the
No.
Italians, the dance team.
Mhm.
I really like their free dance.
I do too.
I think it has
I
such
do
a raw emotional
too.
passion that some of these other teams don't have, and it's a good vehicle for
It's
them.
charming, is what it is. I think it kind of makes them it capitalizes on their like, oh, they're a couple, like it gives them that just
You hear the
like,
dogs.
oh, I do hear them.
Okay, let me pause for a minute.
Okay.
All right. Everyone, actually, Clayton, you weren't here, but everyone met my dogs yesterday on the live
No
stream.
way. I have not met your
Yeah.
dogs. What are your
Oh,
dogs'
I'll
names?
show you. Addie and Shepherd.
Oh.
We call them Petey and Shep,
Oh, what kind of
but
dogs are they?
they're Yorkies.
Oh, that's adorable. I love a little
Yeah.
Yorkie.
So I had to go yell at them because they were
Okay.
barking, and I don't want them to like, I don't want people to be hearing dogs barking in the
They're
back of the
just
podcast.
they're just excited about the Italians in the free dance.
Yeah. And I mean, so was I. I think, I talked about this yesterday. I do think when you compare them to the Canadians, as they were compared to Liégeois and Lagat in that free dance, I
Hmm.
think they were a little bit more polished than the Italians, but I think the Italians kind of had more of an emotional,
Hmm.
raw connection, and it
Hmm.
was a much more impactful skate than the Canadians. But
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I
mm,
That's grown on me. Rhythm dance we could still do without, but
could do without what is it? Backstreet Boys could do
yep.
without that.
I'm just also kind of curious as to how the costumes give Backstreet Boys. Is there something that I'm missing about them? They
Clayton,
just,
we are not the experts of the
they're
90s.
kind of like art. Well, they are Art Deco, like not the Backstreet Boys, but the costumes, and that is Art Deco in like 90s.
Like, yeah, it's right. Wasn't it like an 80s thing? Art Deco. Art Deco, Clayton. Art Deco is the 1910s.
Oh,
I took art history. What happened to my knowledge?
well, there's this new reformation of Art Deco. If you
Oh,
haven't heard
20s
of
and the
it,
30s too.
wow. So there's
What
this
exactly?
new Art Deco that we're inventing in the 90s.
Yeah.
That Charlene Guignard specifically is
The
inventing
Charlene Guignard Art Deco style.
of the 90s.
Um, yeah, I feel like we've talked about the pairs. I was really impressed by Conti and Machi being able to pull together two pretty clean skates. Obviously,
Hmm.
with the injury, I had heard that they had not even done a full free skate run through going into the practices at the Olympics.
Whoa.
So that was really impressive. That's why I was really impressed and had a lot of concerns about Georgia
Mm.
or Italy going into this event. Um, which makes what they've done even more impressive to me. Where do you think they sit for an individual medal going into the comp?
You have to think about the Germans now
Hmm.
who aren't here and
Even the Hungarians,
the
maybe.
Hungarians, and you also I think maybe Sweden could pull something together,
Pull a miracle
maybe.
skate, maybe.
Yeah.
Who else do we got?
I think their exposure here is a safe, like it makes them a better threat, I think, for the podium. I don't know,
I
but
kind of think they're on the
the
outside.
Germans can beat what they put down, I believe.
Yeah,
Well,
they got to clean up some mistakes.
my favorite part of the Italians in the team event was when it's like the last like 10 seconds of the music and Sarah's like they're sliding into their last pose and before the music's over and it's like this like dramatic sad music and she's like fist pumping and screaming and smiling and I'm like it was so funny.
They were amped up, Clayton. They were getting their
Yes,
bronze
yes,
medal.
they were and they were.
Um, Daniel Grassel in the men for the short program, he was messy, but he
Ooh,
was relatively less messy than a lot of the other men in the short. So I think that really saved them.
yeah.
And then in the free skate, the moment of the Olympics so
Oh
far for
my
me was
gosh.
Matteo Rizzo.
Matteo Rizzo is the Italian winter Steven Ederazic.
Mm-hmm.
He is that like
100%.
so like I hope I'm the first person who says that because it is true.
He is. He didn't save their chances, but he absolutely slam dunk shut the door on that. And I bet you if we were in that arena, Clayton, we would have been sobbing and like
Oh my
screaming the
gosh.
Italian national
I
anthem.
would
You
be
know,
speaking
like
Italian. I would be speaking
Ciao
Italian.
Bella.
I don't know any Italian.
Yeah.
Ciao
I know
tutti.
Forza Italia. That means
Yes.
like go Italy or something. And then
Forza's like strong or
pre
fight or something.
prego is like you're welcome. Or is it
Okay.
thank you? I think it might
Prego?
be thank you. Prego.
Like the sauce?
Yeah. Prego in English. Nail.
And
Oops.
don't, guys, forget about that subscription you have with learning Italian. I just threw something across the floor. You can just log on to the Blaze Event podcast and learn Italian for
And learn
free.
Italian through us. And it's actually wrong because we're spreading fake news with the translations. Um, yeah, and Laura Naki, I think she did her job in the short program and then she was solid-ish in the free. Did what she needed to do to keep them close to a medal, which I think is relative.
Like, yes, she kind of floundered a bit in the free, but I still think she was underscored.
Yeah, she was really close to Maddie Schizas, and I was kind of confused by how it ended up because I thought she would have had a bigger gap in the PCs, but
Mm. I mean,
um
they did give her a couple three cues.
yeah,
She had the pop and then she had the turnout. So, I mean, I don't know. I would have had her higher PCS as well.
I guess you have to deduct as well from the mistakes that she made.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know where she's gonna lie in the individual. She
Well,
does have
71 is promising. Like, I think they're ready to go for her when
not for an
she
individual
hits.
medal.
No, but like like top 10.
Yeah. She's gonna have some time. I wonder what a lot of these teams are gonna do, like the women, if they're gonna stay in the village or if she trains at Bergamo, so she's obviously going to
Hmm.
probably go back home, but which is like an hour away. But
Hmm.
um, I wonder like what is Georgia going to do? What is Korea going to do? Are these skaters going to go to other countries? Are they going to stay in the village? Like I know Japan's going to Varese. USA will be in
Uh,
Bergamo, so I'm sure the women will be leaving probably tomorrow or something to go train for a couple days
hmm.
prior to the women's event. I know Adelia Petrosian's in Milan, but we
Okay.
haven't seen her at practices yet. So I wonder if she's at another rink.
I know. Like, so yeah, what is the purpose of the village then if they're not even going to stay there for that long?
Well, I think a lot of like you need some if you're gonna be there. A lot of them come closer to their actual event. Like some will come like two or
Mm,
three days before their event, and
and like experience, like get the experience, and then
yeah,
like,
either stay in the village or some stay in like hotels. I think it's a little different also for other sports.
mm,
I don't think a lot of them go, not as many go outside of the village to train because with ice skating, they're only getting like 30 to 45 minutes of ice a day.
hmm,
And, a lot of them are accustomed to having like 3 or 4 sessions a day. So
hmm.
they need to go somewhere where they're able to get more ice time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like think about it this way, like Maddie and Evan are not in that village. They're
no, they're probably in a hotel.
yeah, they're like
They're definitely in a hotel.
they're not on that full bed.
No, they're not on the cardboard. Is it cardboard this year?
It's not covered this year. It was for Tokyo
Beijing.
and
Oh,
but
Tokyo. Um, that's good. It's not cardboard. Good
yeah.
for them. Yeah, they're probably not. I know Emilia and Vadim are.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, they want that experience. Like that.
yeah,
That's
this is honestly, they're kind of having like this is kind of like the best Olympic experience you could ask because you're competitive,
mhm.
but you're also like not medaling, so you
There's
don't have
no
to worry too
pressure.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they will be setting themselves up in the
for
next
the next one.
quad, but
Yeah,
it's still like, yeah, but there's nothing to lose.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about the top two, the fight for the
Wow.
gold. It's
And
coming
it
down.
was a fight. It was down to the wire.
I have to say, the US really like almost did their big one and gave that up, which was so entertaining to watch
It
happen.
was
Like,
so I was on the edge of my couch, like
I didn't really
screaming.
care like who won.
It
So I
I
was,
wasn't pressed either, but I just was excited to have like a competition like, well, I have no idea how this is gonna shake up. And if like one person does this thing wrong, like this is what's gonna happen.
yeah. And Cowrie really did her big one in the women's event. Obviously, she had like she left some points on the table in the both the short and the long, but it was very interesting to see kind of how both the comparison of the US women and the Japanese or Cowrie
Hmm.
panned out because Um, I think Alyssa handled it pretty well. She was obviously a little bit tight on that combination, and we saw it
Hmm.
cleaner in the warm up. But
Hmm.
Amber Glenn was definitely one that I think you could really tell that she was incredibly tense going into that free skate. You could
I
really read it.
the look on her face, you could see the nerves. And the first mistake on the triple axel, you could tell I knew that like that was going to affect her, I think, and it did in the
Hmm.
next jump, which was really unfortunate, but you can just kind of see like um that happened in real time. But I was really impressed that she got it back together for the rest of the program, and
Hmm.
didn't let the rest go. Yeah, I mean, she put them in a very vulnerable position, objectively coming in third.
Yeah.
Um,
She had a bad practice the morning of too. I wonder if, I wonder if that started to kind of rock her. And the score,
mhm.
Clayton, if you looked at the protocol, the difference in the scoring between all of the judges for Amber is kind of wild. I mean, one judge gave her a 130 and one judge gave her a 146.
Whoa,
That's a 16-point gap for both.
a
Um,
146.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't see the 146 anywhere, but it's
I kind of see like a 135. I'm in the middle of both.
mm,
Um, I kind of knew she always kind of has the struggle with the combination this year, and I did think she was going to be able to put the axle behind because I didn't think it was that big of a mistake as she might have thought or others
Hmm.
thought. Like, I thought it was like, all right, it's a -1, maybe a -2,
Right.
like put it away, like refocus. But when she made the mistake on the flip, I think you really knew that she was fighting a lot of internal battles.
Hmm.
Um, Impressive that she got the double toe off the second flip because if she didn't, that was going to be again a big deduction in terms of points for the base
The
value.
rep, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you see her? Where do you see all three of these women kind of filing in for the individual?
I'm interested by some of the tech calls they gave Alyssa the exclamation point on the flip and the short, and did they give Kaori the E?
I think Howard got the exclamation mark, but let me double check.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, it was an E,
Yeah, I
but
mean
they did
it's
give her an exclamation mark.
and Alyssa's flip is low-key an E.
It is low key an E, yes. Um,
So I think I appreciate seeing a mark of some sort behind those jumps, which is nice to see. I'm interested to see if they will still be there to or later in the week
in
when,
2 weeks or a week and a
yeah,
half.
yeah. Um, if not, I think Alyssa s- can challenge Kaori in the short, I think, with her if the combo is
Jump layout.
cleaner, yeah. And with the program content, like they were only like a point off in components in the short, which and honestly, I'm
And
not
Alyssa
mad.
was shaky on the double axle too.
True. But like she still got a very respectable component score, which I wasn't mad about because I think that program
Well, that
is
program is so
the
good.
best of the quad. I like it better than Kaori's short program.
I have a bold statement to say. Oh my God. The dogs.
The dogs.
Maybe my buzz. All right. Sorry. The dogs are a little bit crazy today. I do know what I was going to say, though. I remember exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
I think I said I was going to, I have a big, what did I say? I have a bold prediction. Ready?
Yes, and I was gonna say no, but then the dog said no for me.
The dogs did say no.
But go ahead, Nolan.
Cowie's going to win.
Okay.
Alyssa's going to be either second or third. I think Amber's going to be off the podium.
I'm sensing that. I don't want
That's
that to,
my vibe.
I don't want that to be true, but I am sensing that. Then
That's just the
who's on the podium then?
someone of like Ami, Adelia, um, Monet maybe,
I think this was good for Amber to get
or
the
Isabeau. You
yeah, you really do yeah.
never know.
Yeah. I think this is good for Amber to get the initial nerves out.
Yeah. Hopefully she's able to like reset. I think I worry about that triple axle in the short program in the individual.
Hmm.
That is going to be the big telling thing
That
for
could
me.
bury her because that could be the difference between let's say she does clean with a double she hasn't done a double axel all season, so that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Um
she kind of has to do the triple to be
yeah.
relative because they just won't go with her on the GOE and quality of other elements is just not as up there with the other women.
And it's gonna be the different it's gonna be a 10-point difference,
Yeah.
honestly, if she hits it or not.
And she has the capability to do all these elements and be there. It's just can she do it, when it matters the most? And I hope she does. I would love to see her do it. I worry a little bit about the
Hmm.
Olympic pressure. I think she's someone that gets very in her head, and sometimes
Hmm.
that can cause mistakes like we saw this
Yeah.
week. And there's
Her
been a lot of pressure on her being
yeah.
in the she made some statements about some different policies that I think a lot of some people are not very happy with. Some people are very happy with, and she's been in the news for good and for good things, and also for things that people are hating on her. So sure, she's a lot being thrown at her right now, and that's a lot to handle at an
Hmm.
Olympics when you're trying to just do your best and skate.
Hmm.
And I really hope that she's not on social media right now and just focusing on everything in her life and just her coach Damon did a really great job after the free skate.
Hmm.
Basically said something to her along the lines of like, you need to be proud of yourself, like you fought through everything. And he was trying to like rephrase everything that happened
Yeah.
and try
Yeah.
to get her to frame it in a positive mental
Hmm.
mindset. And I think that that's something that really needs to be honed in the next week is trying to just flush this and move forward.
Yeah. I think we we as viewers and her herself needs to trust her coaching team and the team around her that's been working with her on these like mental roadblocks and getting past those. Because we've seen her get out of that rut before, and I really hope that, she can do it again. And you're right that there's so many different opinions and things being
Yeah.
said. I mean, we're a podcast right now talking about her. So
We're a
it's just
podcast talking about her,
so
like,
it's like it's
and we
yeah.
could be wrong.
Yeah.
She could make what I said wrong. And I'm 100%, I'm always like, if I say something that's wrong at the end, like I'll own it. And like
Mm,
I'm not saying that like what we're saying is 100% the truth. This is just like our thoughts
mm.
of what we think is what we have seen pan out or what we think could pan out. So,
Mm.
do you have any final thoughts on like the women for both of these?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. That's going to be a very interesting event.
Oh, it's a big great one to close out on for sure.
I guess we could talk a little bit about the pairs because
Okay.
I think it's these are pretty easy to get through. I think Mira and Kihara are going to win the Olympics.
That's this
Like no
we were
question at
we
this
were
point.
talking, when we were talking about the Georges, I was thinking about that 155 and I was like, there's no way
And it could have been higher,
it
Clayton.
could have, and I think it will be higher
Yeah.
later. I think it's you can't deny what they're doing out there on the ice in any sense of the either program. It's impactful, it's powerful, it's fast, it's
Hmm.
clean, it's precise. People talk about the Georgians' precision. I like I like the Japanese throw lets better. I think it's cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the throw loop was even more impressive to me at the end.
Mm.
I was like, oh my God. And
On
their
the
la
transition into it and with the music was awesome.
the group five axel lasso lift that they do both in the short and the long. I was like, oh my, this is a fantastic lift. I just was really encapsulated by their skating this week, and I'm so happy that they're peaking at the right time. They've got to hold
Mm.
on for about another week, less than a week, at this point. So,
Mm.
that'll be interesting to see how they can do that. Hopefully they're not peaking too early, but to me, I think they're gonna do their best, and I think they've got this. I think they've got it unlocked, Clayton. I don't think anyone
For
really has a
sure.
shot at beating them right now.
I mean, even like with a mistake or two that leaves them what
Yeah,
high 140s. Yeah.
145 maybe.
Yeah.
Um, Ellie and Danny overperformed, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did so well. And it was that's when I got emotional. Like I was like, whoa, like this is a really special moment. There are Steven Everozek of the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I mean they could have
Because
been even higher in the short program, obviously with the mistake on the throw
hmm
that hurt them a little bit, but I think they did pretty much everything they could have done. You can't really ask for more.
I do both throws and the free did scare me. I was
Well,
scared.
obviously.
But like that just like, her but she has like this cat-like knee reflex and then when she gets so low in that squat and I'm like,
Is she like
girl, I don't
Lorraine
know.
Shields for Paris?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where like you don't you she just finds a way to land some of the
She
jumps.
finds the way and props to her.
Yeah, and they do have good music that I think highlights and accentuates them as a pair team. I didn't know that Nina Moser was working with them.
Oh
That kind
yeah.
of threw me for a loop. I was like, oh, I didn't know that she was on their coaching team.
Hmm.
But yeah, Dance, Chalk, and Bates did their thing.
They did it.
Nothing. We talked extensively about them at the
Yes.
beginning. All right,
The
rounding it out with the men.
wow.
Huge question marks now in the going into this men's event.
I never thought like we talked about it and we like oh there's no way but we always curse like the gold medal favorite going to the Olympics and it's this that yeah. I didn't think it would actually happen. I
He almost
I'm
got beat twice,
shocked.
Clayton.
I'm he almost should have gotten beat twice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Um,
that.
let's talk about the short program.
Okay.
I think the Olympic pressure is real for him.
Hmm.
And also there were I know people were I'm going to say this fully 100% as a rumor.
Hmm.
People messaged me saying that he was injured leaving
Hmm.
Virginia, going into the event. Again, I don't have any information on that. I had received multiple messages from people that it
Hmm.
was what they had seen. Um, so I am kind of I'm not saying that that's why he performed the way he did, but I'm thinking maybe that could have potentially been it. But also, there's a load of pressure on him.
Hmm.
He's the quad god, like the self-proclaimed quad god. Everyone's been talking about him getting the gold, being invincible, and he looked tight in both programs. Um,
He has, there's so much pressure, and it's telling how much pressure when you see as soon as like the scores are out and we see that Team USA wins gold, the first person who's running to come hug him is Ari Zakarian.
yeah.
That is like, I mean, it's because
Well, then they need the marketing.
Ari
They
knows
got to market.
that's money in the pocket right there, babe. Like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, and I think there's a lot of people around him being like, this is your moment to like be
Become that he wants
that image that he wants to be so badly,
and
or
he's
that his
talked
team is
about
pushing him to be.
he's talked like in the media about how he wants to be kind of like a LeBron James type of figure in
Hmm.
skating and like be this one who's like gotten so many titles and stuff. And this is now the time for him to become that, that person that he's talked about in the media. And I'm sure that, also with him having to do both events now after he, had the mistake in the free skate, now he has, I don't know if he was initially entered for the free, but now he has the pressure of he has to deliver in the free or else they don't get the gold. Like
Hmm.
that's even another immense amount of pressure of he's carrying the load of his team as well, where he's got their gold medals like in the balance of his skating. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know what his thought process is, but that's like something you have to think like
Hmm.
subconsciously could be there.
Yeah, and the other thing is that ego comes with a price. Like the fact that, like, yes, we're gonna build up this character and like build up this skater and athlete who has like the swagger and ego and he likes that image, but it's gonna sting that much more whenever you don't deliver,
Don't
when you
deliver.
don't like versus someone who like a Yuma who is just happy to be there and that's not his image and that's not his like vibe is to be overly confident and market
I
himself.
definitely think like Yuma's not happy to be there. Like he's definitely there to compete,
Oh,
like he's definitely
absolutely.
there.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I don't think that's a comment on like whether or not like they want to be there. I think it's just like I think at the end of the day, his image is not. It's based on his character is not
Based on like a persona that's been crafted.
right,
Okay.
or like our reaction to a Yuma mistake and an Ilia mistake are two totally different things, and it's like it's
It almost seems like there's different standards
yes,
kind of
yes,
for
for
both because
sure.
Yuma like is a little bit much more of a Yuma has a little bit more fragility to him as a skater, I
Hmm.
think, where Ilya's kind of been like this iron steel like, iron
Hmm.
steel guard for the past
Hmm.
couple of years. And that's like it becomes shocking when he makes a mistake. And you saw like the pictures behind the backstage of like after the short program, all those press surrounding him after he was second. Like I'm sure they're being like they're probably asking like, how do you
What
feel about
happened?
making what
Yeah.
happened? What was wrong? And you're like, that's got to be play into it and be a bit overwhelming for him.
Hmm.
Even the toughest of athletes, I'm sure. And I'm sure he has like haters coming after him, but also has a bunch of people supporting him at the same time. And it's a very overwhelming experience, I think, for a lot of these athletes. And I'm
Hmm.
hoping they're all well equipped to
Right.
be able to handle that pressure.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Versus like if like, whenever Yuma makes a mistake like that, the difference is we'd be like, oh, our poor guy, like we love him. It's like it's like, oh, poor kid.
yeah,
Versus like a holy crap, like what happened? Like this is not
yeah.
normal.
And moving to the individual, I mean, you first off, Yuma in that
Hmm.
short program was like, oh my God,
Superb. Best
everything was
we've
like a
seen.
plus five.
He is the nuances of the music that I think he was really locked in. I was surprised to see how emotive he was for his first, performance on this
Showing.
Olympic ice. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think about Shun in the free?
I mean, he he's always been so consistent. I didn't doubt that he was going to deliver something like this.
Hmm.
He I it was going to be down to the wire. I'm surprised it was the scores between him and Ilia were as far off as they were, but just being like
Yeah.
6 points. But still, I was like
One judge gave it to Shun.
one, only one.
Only one judge.
What was the difference? What was the margin?
They both got for that judge.
Yeah.
They both got the same score, but it was like Shun got a 194.79 and Ilya got a 194.57. So the remainder of the
Well.
judges, but some of them were close. Canada 199 for Ilya, 198 for Shun. Um,
Mm,
some of them were pretty close. Great Britain was pretty close. Um, yeah, I think if Shun had one more quad, maybe, and then maybe got like a couple extra levels, but
mm. Was he level threes?
he got a level two on his step and a two
Oh,
and a V on his spin and a level three spin.
whoa. Okay,
So
yeah. That well, I think if you just got the levels, honestly,
yeah, maybe.
that would have done it.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. Moving to the individual. What do you think about Ilya's chances?
I think if anything, this is gonna light a fire under him.
Hmm.
I think he's not gonna want that to be a repeat, and I don't think he'll let it be a repeat.
No,
Um, I'll be interested to see how they call his jumps. I think that
they were some,
the
yeah, they did
flip and the
call some of
short
them
was
in the short
yeah,
and the
that
toe
was
and the long.
mm-hmm.
There were some uncalled jumps, but again, it seems like the panels have been pretty lenient here.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen as many under and Q calls as we've
They
seen throughout the
want
year.
I think they want the big
They want the
score for the
higher
Olympics.
scores. Yeah.
Yeah, they want
Yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
I think my prediction is still Ilia Gold. And I
I
think
think Yuma's
Yuma is
solidly second
yeah,
now.
that you can't really deny what he just put out there in the short at all.
Yeah. And Shun Sato, he could be bronze.
Who else is put up at 194?
If Peter Gumenek's been skating he got
Ah,
there. He's skating very well in practice too. So
okay.
he'll put up the technical ante. I don't know where that's going to place him. We're going to have to see, but it's okay. I don't know if we'll see you. We'll do a live show for the dance tomorrow. I don't know if you'll be on it, but going
Okay.
into the dance and the men, if we don't talk on YouTube before,
Hmm.
all right, pick your podium for men and pick your podium for dance before we go into it. This all starts tomorrow.
Dance is chalk baits, French. Mm,
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to
what
happen?
I think is gonna happen is the British.
I think so too.
Oh,
And I feel bad for
sorry,
Piper and
Lila.
Paul.
Sorry, yeah, that's not a to Lila. It's a,
Not a
I feel
dig. It's
bad. It's
just,
I feel bad for Piper and Paul.
yeah.
Especially
And the
after
men,
the show and how endearing and heartbreaking that their story is.
yeah.
For the men, it's gonna be Ilia,
Yuma,
Yuma,
Peter,
Peter,
or
probably. Yeah,
Shun.
I think I'm going Peter.
I think I'm going to go Shun. I'm going to go
True.
Shun.
There is like the short program differential, like how like
Shun still does two quads in the short.
right and is the components like gonna I don't know. Yeah, it depends on
I'm going to go
how Peter gets
Shun.
scored
Yeah, I'm
going
going Shun
first.
for the bronze.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like that better.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, we have anything else to say, or are we wrapping it up?
Gosh, well, cheers to the first Olympic official show
First
of
Olympic show for
we did it,
us.
Nolan. We did
We
it.
did
Don't
it,
forget to
Clayton.
like and
Like
comment,
and subscribe
and
and comment below.
share it to a friend who is getting into skating and
Yeah.
you think needs to get
Hear our
involved.
lovely voices.
Yes, yes. Our prissy
Uh,
voices.
oh my God, someone commented that. I deleted
Yeah,
that comment.
that's fun. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
watching, whoever.
Haters, leave a comment below. We love reading the hate comments all the time. So,
Uh,
all right. Bye, everyone. See
bye.
you back
Happy
on the Blades of Theater.
Olympics.
Happy Olympics.
Ciao.
Ciao.